Today we're in Bloodvein First Nations. We brought along with us visitors from Canada and from the US, and we want to give them an opportunity to see one of the communities that's part of this World Heritage Site designation. So we want to give them a chance to talk to people and see the people and feel the land, where these people have lived for thousands of years. And to give people from a blood vein, to see and meet people and greet them.
Although I had read a lot about Kimitsuwanaki, there's nothing like when you see it from your eyes. It's huge. It's a land to be certainly protected. It's a beauty in itself. And I had, I guess, no idea that this was even existed a few months ago.
This place is vast, and you don't get that just by reading brochures or by being briefed or even by seeing snippets online. You have to experience it, and it's terrific. We do conservation work in various biodiversity hotspots around the globe. And what we found was that the projects that work the best are the projects that are initiated on the ground, especially with indigenous groups.
We went to the Bloodvein yesterday, up to the reserve there, and we had a tour of the river, which is a spectacular river, I have to say. First Nations people are, on one hand, self-sufficient, live off the land, steward the land, take care of the land, have a deep affinity with the land. And on the other hand, I think are still, today in 2011, the least understood population in Canada, let alone Manitoba. So it was extremely interesting to be with them for a little while, to sit with them, to eat with them, to talk with them. Just extremely interesting. They have a lot to say, and we have a lot to learn from them.
I love the boreal forest. The boreal forest is ecologically awesome. It is the world's largest forest, the largest source of fresh water anywhere on the planet, home to grizzly bears and polar bears and black bears, and some of the best of what's left is here in Pamachuanaki. I think this is amazing because of the fact that this is First Nations led, and the fact that the First Nations have said, look, we're going to plan in a way that's completely different than how traditionally governments, NGOs, businesses, and others have looked at the boreal forest. We're going to look at protecting what's necessary to sustain the caribou, the bears, the water, the air, etc. So just capturing that in this plan and ratifying it through a UNESCO World Heritage designation is very, very inspiring. And I hope it's going to set a precedent for similar plans being birthed across the country and perhaps around the world.
The great thing about the boreal forest is it's a huge, huge area of basically pristine forest land in Canada. It's one of the biggest ecosystems that's left in the world to protect. And this is a pretty good size piece of the boreal forest in Manitoba, which is very important if you want to protect species like the woodland caribou, which need large areas to roam around in. And also there's intact watersheds in this area, so fabulous pristine water with great fishing, and important for the people that live here still.
Spending time with members of the Bloodvein First Nations community was really amazing, hearing the stories of what the land means to people, to the history of what was passed from elder to elder, the spiritual connections to the land, the long-term connection, both extending into the past and their vision of how it extends into the future is really kind of eye-opening for, I think, people visiting this place for the first time.
We were on our way to some sites that the people of Bloodvein wanted to show us, and we came upon some people that were canoeing. They were from Ontario, so we thought we'd stop and have a chat and have a visit with them because we wanted to hear their stories about traveling on the land and how much it means to them.
This is the greatest river in the world. All right, keep going. Great rapids, we've got great weather, and
just got to be preserved for the future. It can never be flooded or anything like that. It's just got to be left the way it is.
I think anybody that spends some time on the land, gives them that sense of, being out there and being part of the land. And it was exciting to hear the stories and for them to be part of this day that, I see it as a celebration of bringing people together and working together. And I know that a lot of these people share that same vision of taking care of the land and using it with respect.